Orleans dominated game one of the Father's Day doubleheader here in Bourne, Massachusetts, with the Firebirds coming out on top of the Bourne Braves 9-0. And now just 45 minutes later, the Firebirds will go for the sweep here on the west part of the Cape as the Firebirds and the Braves set to go for game number 2 on this Father's Day evening here at Doran Park. With that, we welcome you back here to Bourne, Massachusetts, alongside my broadcast partner, Thomas Cinzarella. I'm Josh White, and Thomas, Orleans could do no wrong in that first game. They played their most complete game of the summer so far. It was only a 7-inning contest, but a season-high 9 hits, season-high 12 runs, and they got, beg your pardon, season-high 9 runs and a season-high 12 hits. Check that. And they got a great pitching performance on the mound from Jared Schuster and this Firebirds bullpen.
No, for sure. It was by far their best performance all season long. I mentioned just all the way around, from the way they were able to hit the ball, field the ball, pitch the ball. Everything was clicking on all cylinders for the Firebirds this past game. We'll have to see if it will continue. Now in this second game, of course, Bourne, they're going to come out very eager in this game, wanting to pick up a big, maybe at least a point here, if not 2. So to see how the Firebirds will shape up again. The keys in these short inning games are really just score early and score often.
Firebirds are now 3-2-1 on the year. That's good for 7 points. Orleans second in the East Division at the current moment. And Bourne now just 1-3 on the year as the Southpaw heads out there to warm up for the Bourne Braves. And Orleans really has dominated both the games so far against Bourne this summer. They're outscoring them a combined 11-0, including that opening night victory for the Firebirds.
Yeah, that opening night victory, we thought we'd get things going for the Firebirds. They did so for a couple of games, but Bourne has really just struggled this season, especially against Orleans, and just scoring runs. They've been shut out now in 2 games, so it's going to be tough for them. I know that Harvey Shapiro probably preaching to his players in between that break to kind of just wipe the slate clean and just start new. It's just forget about game 1. You didn't score any runs. It's a new ball game, 0-0. You got to try to win one of these.
And the Braves will try and do that against the Firebirds here in game 2 of this doubleheader. They will send the junior southpaw out of Gonzaga, Mac Lardner, on the hill at 6'4", $196, set to make his Cape Cod Baseball League debut. On the other side for Orleans, set to make his debut as well on the hill, the big right-hander, Noah Skira.
Yeah, Noah Skira, a guy out of Liberty, making his Cape League debut. Of course, a hometown native of Stony Creek, Ontario, made 15 starts back at Liberty, 16 games, 5-6 with a 3.76 ERA. The big note there, 76 2/3 innings pitched, 98 punch-outs.
Eastern Kentucky University.
So a similar lineup for the Firebirds, but some changes. We'll give it to you momentarily as A.J. Lewis, who led off that first game in the DH spot, will be behind the dish in game 2 and lead things off once again. First pitch from Lardner, fastball called strike 1 right down the chute, and we are underway at 5:47 p.m. Lewis back in from the right side. Here's the 0-1. He shows bunt and pulls back on the breaker. That bounces low, and the count's 1-1. Lewis in that first contest went 1 for 4 with a double and struck out swinging. His dad Al in the ballpark today. We spoke to him during that first game. The 1-1 pitch, a fastball that catches the outside corner, and it's 1-2. Lewis, a senior originally from Chicago, Illinois, attends Eastern Kentucky University. At 5'10", 200 pounds, digs back in the 1-2. Fastball fisted out of play behind the dish, and we will do it again. Firebirds tick game 1 of this Father's Day doubleheader, 9-0 over the Bourne Braves. Here's the 1-2. A breaking ball poked down the left side, and this trickles foul. And Lewis will have to head back to the batter's box, but a good fight-off swing by A.J. Lewis to stay alive.
Yeah, he's been putting up a nice couple string of games here the last 2 or 3 games, including today. Able to reach base a few times.
So the speedster digs back in from the right side, pants all the way down, sporting the red jersey for Orleans. Lardner out of the windup, 1-2. Fastball misses upstairs, and it's 2-2. So Lewis leading things off. He'll play catcher for Orleans in the second game of the doubleheader. Jordan Lala, the center fielder, waiting on deck. 2-2 from Lardner. A fastball that's sliced down the right side and out of play, and we will do it again. Tanner Murray shifts over to shortstop. He'll hit third. Zach Kokoska moves to DH. Will bat fourth. Josh Zamora, his second game in a row at second base. He'll bat fifth. Rob Emery, the first baseman, hits sixth. Shea Whitcomb, who had a pair of RBIs in game one of the doubleheader, will man third base and bat seventh. Trevor Johnson gets the nod in left field. He'll bat eighth. And Zach Daniels rounds out the order in right for the Firebirds. 2-2 from Lardner. A 12-6 curveball that bounces low, and the count runs full. A different look for Bourne as well in this game. We'll give you their lineup in the home half of the first. We'll give you their defensive alignment momentarily. Payoff pitch. Fastball taken upstairs, ball four. So A.J. Lewis, the speedster, works out a leadoff walk, and just like the Firebirds did in that first game, they get a leadoff base runner on.
And that's what it's all about as well. I know you preached it a couple times this year, getting that leadoff man on, but especially in games where it's short in the 7 innings, that's even of utmost importance.
So Jordan Lala will dig in from the left side. One of two lefties in this Orleans lineup in the second game of the doubleheader. The first pitch home. Fastball he's swinging. Chops it up the first base line, but foul for strike one. Lala, a good first game of that doubleheader, was batting in the 8-hole for the Firebirds. Now bumped up in the lineup in the 2 spot. Jordan went 1 for 4, drove in a pair of runs with an 2 RBI triple in the top of the 7th inning. 0-1 pitch home. It's a fastball fisted to the left side. The shortstop Klowenke going out on the outfield grass. He'll make the grab on the run for the first out of the ball game.
Up next, number 41,
So Tanner Murray,
UC Davis.
Tanner Murray, I beg your pardon, who probably put together one of the best games of any Firebird that featured 12 hits and 9 runs. Murray went 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored in his second game as an Orleans Firebird. He'll bat in the 3 spot for the second consecutive ball game. But the Firebirds and the Braves scoreless here in the top of the first. A.J. Lewis is off of first base with 1 down. Lefty on righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. A fastball cut on and missed for strike one. Murray arrived in Orleans the other day, made his debut last night at Aldridge Park, and the Firebirds 2-1 defeat against Brewster. Junior out of UC Davis digs back in from the right side. Here's the 0-1. It's a fastball that Murray's just a beat behind and fouls it back to the screen, and it's 0-2. Murray, an all Big West Coast Conference first team honoree this past season, led the Aggies in 10 different offensive categories. Batted .364. But most impressively, only struck out 15 times in just under 50 games. So he's behind in the count here, 0-2. We'll see if Murray can stay alive. Here's the pitch. Breaker that Murray just pokes down the right side. This one will trickle out of play, and we'll do it again. Let's give you the defensive alignment for the Bourne Braves. The outfield from left to right, Brennan Rivoli, Kyle Hess, and Alec Burleson. The infield, A.J. Curtis at first, Alika Williams, the second baseman, Cody Morris at third, Jimmy Golowenke, the shortstop, and Peter Burns, the battery mate to Mark Lardner. The 0-2 popped out of play by Tanner Murray behind the dish, and A.J. Lewis was on the run. He'll have to scamper back 90 feet to first base. Lewis a threat to go over at first base. Already 2 stolen bases on this summer across his first 5 games. Swiped 17 bags at Eastern Kentucky this past season. He's sizing up Lardner on the mound. The southpaw set at the belt. Checks on Lewis. Kicks home with the 0-2. Fisted out of play by Murray. And Tanner Murray continues to just fight off pitches from Mac Lardner.
We've seen a different Orleans Firebirds. Their approaches to the plates today are just a little bit different, it seems like. Really just not doing too much. You mentioned the first game when just driving pitches out to the outfield, not trying to do too much with them hitting for power, just poking them out there.
Lardner going to throw over to first base, and Lewis dives headlong back in. Orleans and Bourne scoreless with 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Again, the Firebirds take game 1 of this doubleheader 9-0. They've outscored the Braves 11-0 so far in their 2-game set in 2019. Here's the 0-2. It's a fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. So Lardner figures out the puzzle of Murray. He goes down hacking. and there's 2 away.
Up next, number 16.
It's now Zach
Kokoska,
Kokoska, who's
Kansas
the
State
DH
University.
in this second game we'll dig in. And Kokoska, just like many of these Firebirds in game 1, had a multi-hit performance. Lone Firebird with 3 hits in that first game. So he's in the cleanup spot in game 2. Lefty on lefty matchup. The first pitch, a fastball. Kokoska shoots this out to the left side. Third baseman Morissette coming over. This hops in the Braves dugout for strike 1. Kokoska got off to a slow start for Orleans before that 3-hit performance in game 2. In game 1 of the doubleheader. It was just 1 for his first 12, including an 0 for 4 night with 2 strikeouts against the Braves on opening day of the CCBL summer. But a very talented kid, and all Big 12 honorable mention. Batted .330 this past season at Kansas State. Lardner set at the belt, checks on Lewis. Lewis running, 0-1, breaker bounces low, Burns blocks it, and Lewis will advance without a throw. So A.J. Lewis has 3rd stolen base of the summer, and the Birds have a runner in scoring position with 2 down here in the first inning.
We've seen that a lot more today, a lot more guys running and hitting runs and stuff like that, and Lewis is able to nab another base here today.
So a chance for Orleans to strike first in this ball game, just like they did in game 1. Lewis dancing off second, the 1-1. Fastball backs up Kokoska from the left side, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Kokoska 31 RBIs in his sophomore season at Kansas State. Transferred from Virginia Tech, spent his first year as a Hokie. 2-1 home. A fastball hit hard to the right side, but foul and out of A.J. Curtis's reach, and this one will trickle down the right field line. And the count now 2-2. Kokoska left Virginia Tech after just getting 15 at-bats as a true freshman. It's the former Pennsylvania Gatorade State Player of the Year. Was committed to Palm Beach State College for about a month and a half. Was going to go to Palm Beach State College, play a year down in Florida, but then got clearance from the NCAA to play right away at another Division I school, and elected to go to Kansas State. And reason for that, one of his old coaches at Virginia Tech was now at Kansas State and found the perfect fit for him. Runner on second with 2 away here in the top of the first inning in a scoreless ball game. 2-2, fastball runs inside, plunks Zach Kokoska on the back near the number 6 of 16, and he'll trot down to first base, and the Firebirds have 2 runners on with 2 out in the first inning.
Well, now in game 2, that's the 3rd
next,
hit
number
batsman.
8, Josh Zamora, University
Avitia
of
got
Nevada,
plunked in the first game. And also Shea Whitcomb as well.
And now Josh Zamora, the second baseman from Nevada, will bat here for Orleans. Firebirds threatening early with 2 on and 2 out here in the top of the first inning. First pitch to Zamora, fastball that he catches on the outside corner for strike 1. Zamora has played all over the infield so far this summer for Orleans. Has seen time at third base, has played some shortstop, and now in both games of the doubleheader, playing on the right side of the infield. Kokoska on at first, Lewis at second. Lardner set at the belt, checks on Lewis over at second, the 0-1 home. A fastball skied into shallow right center field. Center fielder Hess coming in. He's calling for it, and now makes the one-handed grab, and the side is retired. So Orleans makes some noise here in the top of the first inning, but the Firebirds fail to score in the opening frame here in game 2 of the doubleheader. Orleans scores no runs on no hits, no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. What to the home half of the first? Noah Skiro out to make his debut as an Orleans Firebird. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Noah Skiro out there to make his Orleans Firebirds debut as the Firebirds and the Braves are scoreless as we head to the bottom half of the first at Doran Park. The big right-hander originally from Stony Creek, Ontario. Made 16 appearances, 15 starts at Liberty this past season, was 5-6 with a 3.76 ERA. He will go up against a Bourne Braves lineup who has failed to score in this season series so far. Orleans outscoring Bourne 11-0, including a 9-0 dominant victory over the Braves in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Xavier Warren, the switch-hitting DH, will dig in from the left side against the right-handed Skiro. Warren out of Central Michigan University. Watches Skiro rock and fire. The first pitch, a fastball that nips the outside corner for strike one. Warren leading things off for the second consecutive game for the Braves. Aliko Williams shifted over at second, waits on deck. The 0-1 fastball catches the inside corner, and it's 0-2. Alec Burleson, the right fielder, hits third. A.J. Curtis at first, bats cleanup. Cody Morissette will man the hot corner and bat fifth. Brendan Rivoli in left field will hit sixth. Skiro out of the winds-up. Here's the 0-2. It's a fastball, waved out and missed, strike three. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Noah Skiro, his first punch-out as an Orleans Firebird, and there's one away.
Well, I mentioned the strikeout numbers back at Liberty this year, and just taking right off here. Skiro striking out the first batter he sees on Cape Cod as Xavier Warren. He's off and running.
So Aliko Williams digs in from the right side. The first pitch, a fastball chopped back for strike one. Finish off with that Braves lineup. Jimmy Glowacki in the 7th spot will play shortstop. Center fielder Kyle Hess from Pittsburgh bats 8th, and Peter Burns doing the catching duties. He'll round out the order for the Bourne Braves. 6'3" right-hander out of the winds-up. 0-1 from Skiro. It's a breaking ball that bounces low for ball one. The Orleans defensive alignment in today's ball game. The outfield from left to right: Trevor Johnson, Jordan Lala, and Zach Daniels. Skiro rocks and fires the 1-1. It's a fastball that's spiked low, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Orleans nothing and Bourne nothing here with 1 away in the bottom of the first. Rob Emery at first base for the Firebirds. Josh Zamora manning second. At the hot corner is Shea Whitcomb. Tanner Murray the shortstop, and the battery mate to Noah Skiro is A.J. Lewis. 2-1, a fastball skied into right center field. Daniels cruising towards his right. He's calling off the center fielder Lala. Daniels makes the catch, and there's 2 down.
Up next, number 37, Alec Burleson.
Skiro so far, first 2 batters he's faced, so far so good. Alec Burleson, a guy who's gone up to the dish, put a couple charges into some balls last game. A couple warning track power.
Right fielder out of East Carolina digs in from the left side. Here's the first pitch from the right-hander. Fastball hit right back to the mound, and look what I found. Noah Skiro snatches out of midair, and Skiro sets down Bourne in order here in the first inning. Skiro strong in his first inning as an Orleans Firebird as he retires the Braves 1-2-3. Well, to the top of the second, Orleans and Bourne scoreless through an inning of play here at Doran Park. Listen to Firebirds baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
To the plate,
Orleans and Bourne squared at nothing apiece as we head to the top of the second here at Doran Park. Rob Emery, the first baseman from San Francisco, will lead things off for the Firebirds against the southpaw Mac Lardner out of Gonzaga. Emery digs in from the right side. Lardner gets the sign. Ruxin fires the first pitch. Fastball cut on and missed up in the zone for strike one. Emery playing first base in both games of these two at Doran Park. Went 1 for 3, scored 2 runs after drawing a walk as well in the first game. The 0-1 fastball shot out to the right side. First baseman A.J. Curtis giving chase. And cannot make the catch as he runs out of room. And it's 0-2. All in all, for the Firebirds in that first game, 9 runs on 12 hits, both season highs for Orleans, and they just had 7 innings to get it done. Emery waving the black and tan bat above the right shoulder. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball that Emery checked his swing on. They'll appeal down to first. He did not go, and it's 1-2.
Some oohs and ahs from that Bourne bench on the third base side. They thought he went around.
So Lardner out of the winds-up, the 1-2. Fastball misses above the helmet of Emery, and it's 2-2. Emery, one of a slew of temp players in this Orleans lineup in the early part of this summer. 2-2 from Lardner. It's a fastball caught on and missed, strike 3. Lardner cranks up the heat, blows it past Emery for the first out here of the second inning.
We've seen Lardner elevate that fastball.
Next, number 31,
That's his second
Shea Whitcomb,
strikeout.
University of
Struck out
California,
Murray back
San
in the
Diego.
first as well. He's got that strikeout. Swing and miss stuff as well, just as Noah Skiro does for Orleans.
So Shea Whitcomb, the third baseman, will dig in from the right side. UC San Diego made his Orleans debut in game 1. First pitch misses up and away for ball 1. Whitcomb went 0 for 1, but picked up a pair of RBIs thanks to a couple sac flies in that first game of the doubleheader. 0-1 from the southpaw, beg your pardon, 1-0, misses upstairs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Orleans and Bourne 0 apiece with 1 away in the top of the second inning. Whitcomb played shortstop in that first game of the doubleheader, shifted over to the hot corner. 2-0, fastball that he chases out of the zone and fights it back to the screen, and it's 2-1. Think back to that first game for Orleans. It wasn't just the offense either. They got tremendous pitching performances from Jared Schuster, Michael Johnson, and Nick Frasso. 2-1 pitch, a fastball shot the other way into right field. Burleson on the run, tailing towards the corner. And this ball just lands a couple feet foul of the right field foul pole. And it's 2-2. So Whitcomb trying to sneak a home run out of the ballpark to the shortest part here at Doran Park. Just 300 to the right field line. 330 to left, but then it juts out in right center to 360 in what looks like a matter of about 25-30 feet. But it's marked as a 60-foot difference. Sure thing. Lardner shakes off the sign. Now rocks and fires, 2-2. Breaker that Whitcomb watches low, and the count runs full. So Whitcomb back in from the right side. Here's the payoff pitch. A fastball rocketed to the left field, but Whitcomb out in front. Caroms it off the snack shack here at Doran Park, and we will do it again.
Johnson in this AB put him a good fight. Couple hard hit balls, just a little bit too early, a little bit too late on.
No score between Orleans and Bourne with 1 down here in the top of the second. The payoff pitch, a breaking ball that Whitcomb is able to fight off back to the backstop, and we will do it again at 3-2. This is exactly what Kelly Nicholson wanted, and Whitcomb, a temporary player. You look up and down this Orleans lineup. We've only got 2 permanent players in this lineup today. Firebirds still waiting on a couple more guys to arrive this summer. The payoff pitch, a fastball skied to the left side of the infield. Third baseman Morissette coming in. He's calling everybody off and makes the grab in foul ground for the second out of the frame.
He came charging in, and all of a sudden the wind might have gusted a little bit, about a
Up
foot or
next,
two
number
back
6,
in the last
Trevor
second, and it
Johnson,
changes
Dartmouth
direction.
College.
Good catch by the third baseman Morissette.
So Trevor Johnson, the rising senior from Dartmouth College, will dig in from the right side. Johnson getting a start in the second game of the doubleheader. after not playing in the first. Lefty on righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. A fastball tipped into the glove of Burns. 0-1. Johnson won for his first 11 this summer. He picked up that hit on opening night against the Bourne Braves. The 0-1. Fastball catches the outside corner at the knees of Johnson, and it's 0-2. Firebirds and Braves scoreless with 2 down here in the top of the second inning. Lardner shakes off the side from Burns, now gets it, wheels and deals the 0-2. It's a breaking ball that Johnson goes fishing at. Burns blocks it down. He'll throw to first base to complete the strikeout, and the side is retired. So a pair of punch-outs for Mac Lardner here in the second as the Firebirds go down in order. After an inning and a half here at Doran Park, Orleans and Bourne squared at 0 apiece. Thomas, let's look around the league in the CCBL. A busy day here on Cape Cod as we have doubleheaders for all 10 teams here in Cape Cod. Thomas, take it away.
Well, final score in that game, 1 in YD. YD taking one away from Katuitt, 7-2. Brewster topping Hyannis in game 1, 11-5. Harwich just narrowly defeating Falmouth 1-0 in Harwich. Of course, here Firebirds took game 1, 9-0. And Chatham, or excuse me, in Wareham right now, Chatham trailing Wareham 5-0 in the top of the 7th. Game 2 in YD is underway. It's in the bottom of the 4th inning. YD leading Katuitt 7-3. Also in Brewster, the second game is also underway. Bottom of 3rd, Brewster up by 1 run, just barely edging Hyannis by a score of 4-3. In Harwich top 5, Harwich have a 2-run cushion over Falmouth 3-1. And then Wareham and Chatham should set to do work later tonight.
So the Firebirds looking to take the doubleheader here at Doran Park. Orleans already leading the season series 2-0 over the Braves. They will play the Braves 4 times this summer. And will play all of the West Coast teams 4 times. They'll play everyone in the East 6 times. That'll make up the 44-game regular season slate, with hopefully postseason baseball coming for the Firebirds here in 2019.
Up to bat.
A.J. Curtis will lead off the bottom of the second for the Bourne Braves. He'll face the big right-hander out of Liberty,
19,
Noah
AJ
Skiro, who
Curtis,
just needed
first
8
base,
pitches to
Cal State
retire. Bourne in order in the first inning. Curtis digs in for the right side. Skiro rocks and fires. First pitch, a fastball, and catch the outside corner for strike 1.
And remember, Jared Schuster in game 1 retired the first 9 Bourne Braves that he faced.
The 0-1 from the big righty, a fastball cut on and missed, and it's quickly 0-2.
Skirrell so far, again, looking really sharp with that fastball. Could be on track to a Schuster type of start if he continues on this trend.
Skiro shakes off the 0-2 sign from Lewis, shakes again. Now gets it, here's the 0-2. A fastball hit hard to the right side but foul, and the count stays at 0-2. A.J. Curtis looking at the barrel of the bat. Looks like it might have snapped just a little bit towards the bottom end. He will walk towards the third base dugout and get a new piece of lumber to swing. Curtis 0 for 3 in the first game of the doubleheader, dropping that average down to an even 200. First baseman at Cal State Fullerton. Second team Big West All-Conference selection. 23rd round draft choice of the Cincinnati Reds a year ago. 6 foot, 200-pound infielder back in from the right side. Skiro rocks and fires the 0-2. Fastball fouled back to the screen, and we'll do it again. Curtis played 2 years at the junior college ranks at Olin College. Batted .390 with 15 homers and 101 RBIs in just 2 seasons. He has now found his way to Cape Cod, trying to impress the MLB scouts. 0-2. Breaker waved out and missed, strike 3. Skiro drops the hook. Curtis can't catch up. It's Skiro's second strikeout of the day, and there's 1 away here in the second.
Also for back-to-back innings now, Skiro has struck out the first man he has faced in the inning. Struck out Xavier Warren to start off the bottom of the first. Now strikes out A.J. Curtis to start off the bottom of the second.
So now Cody Morissette will dig in from the left side. The first pitch from Skiro. Fastball nips the outside corner for strike 1. Morissette didn't play in the first game of the doubleheader. Harvey Shapiro shuffling his lineup just a touch in game 2. Righty on lefty matchup, the 0-1. Fastball fisted back to the screen. and it's quickly 0-2. Morris set 0 for his first 7 this summer here with the Bourne Braves. Went 0 for 4 last night against Harwich and struck out 3 times. But this was one of the best freshmen in the country this past year at Boston College. Skiro out of the windup, the 0-2. Fastball up in the zone, waved out and missed, strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs for Noah Skiro. He's got 3 on the day, and there's now 2 down.
He is straight dealing. He's not messing around. Quickly working on these first 2 Bourne Braves in the second inning. Gets them 0-2, and then pumps the fastball upstairs. Nothing Morissette could have done to catch that one.
So Skiro has set down the first 5 batters he's faced. First pitch to Brennan Rivoli, a fastball that paints the outside corner at the knees for strike 1. Molly out of the University of Virginia, 0 for his first 11 this summer. Righty on lefty matchup, the 0-1, a fastball that's poked foul back to the screen, and it's 0-2. That's a rough start for Rivoli. Maybe not as bad as his college teammate Nate Eichhoff on the Cape last summer. Went 0 for his first 28, I think.
Something around there, and then next thing you know, he's batting like 600 through the next week and a half.
Hey, you'll take it sometimes. It goes in waves. The 0-2, fastball that's flared to the left side, slicing foul, and it lands that way. And we'll do it again.
And sometimes, too, you can see guys put some good swings together, and just stuff isn't falling, and that's what you knew was coming with Eichhoff out of UVA last year with Harwich. It always happens every summer. Some couple guys on the Cape, they just can't get any breaks out there, balls to drop.
Skiro working from the windup, 0-2, fastball up in the zone that Rivoli lays off of, and it's 1-2. Rivoli, a college teammate of Andrew Abbott, southpaw for the Firebirds. He's expected to pitch Wednesday for Orleans. Firebirds will take on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks to end this 4-game road trip. 1-2 pitch. Curveball just missed outside. Another 12-6 breaker from Skiro. Home plate umpire thought it missed up and away, and it's 2-2.
Skiro was walking towards the first base dugout. He thought he was done with the inning.
So Skiro, a deep breath. Here's the 2-2. Fastball caught on and missed, strike 3. Skiro strikes out the side here in the second. All swinging Ks for Noah Skiro so far today. He has set down the first 6 he has faced. He's got 4 Ks on the afternoon, and we are through 2 complete innings here at Doran Park. Orleans and Bourne scoreless through 2 innings of play. We'll head to a short break. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Up to bat, number 19, Zach Daniels, University of Tennessee.
Top of the third here at Doran Park. Orleans and Bourne scoreless through the first 2 innings of play. Zach Daniels, the 9-hole hitter, will lead off the frame for the Firebirds. Set to face the southpaw Mac Lardner out of Gonzaga University. Lardner working for the third base side of the rubber. Daniels digs in for the right side. Here's the first pitch from the southpaw. Fastball catches the outside part of the strike zone. 0-1. Daniels did not play in the first game of the doubleheader for the Firebirds. He'll man right field in game 2. The athletic freak out of Tennessee. The 0-1. A breaking ball that Daniels can't connect on, and it's quickly 0-2. Daniels a pinch runner in last night's ball game against the Whitecaps. He would have won the game for Orleans if he came around to score in the bottom of the 9th inning. He's 1 for his first 12 at the dish this summer. 0-2 from Lardner. Breaking ball that Daniels lays off of, and it's 1-2. Strikeouts were a bit of a problem for Daniels this past season for the Volunteers. Struck out 29 times in 60 at-bats. But the power and the potential are there for the 6'2", 206-pound outfielder. 1-2, fastball hit hard to the left side. Backhanded stop by the shortstop, Kowenke. He gets up, throws to first, not in time. So an infield single for Zach Daniels, a fantastic play by Jimmy Kowenke to keep it in the infield. But the Firebirds have their first hit of the afternoon.
Well, we saw Nico Williams make some tough plays, or attempt to make some tough plays up the middle in the hole there at shortstop last game. And now Jimmy Kowenke trying to flash the leather out there at shortstop. Tough play by Kowenke, making it real close over there, but the speed of Daniels just able to beat it out.
So A.J. Lewis will bat for the second time in the ball game. Lefty on righty matchup. Lardner checks on the runner at first. First pitch home. Lewis trying to bunt. Gets up the third base line. Barehanded by the catcher Burns. It's going to be a tough play at first base. Infield single for A.J. Lewis. And now Daniels going first to third. And he is gunned out. So the first baseman, A.J. Curtis, saw Daniels busting around the second base bag. Fired a dart to Cody Morissette, who came in to field the bunt. Retreated back to the third base bag. And Daniels is thrown out 3-5.
Well, we knew A.J. Lewis had speed, showing it there on that bunt attempt. Good bunt as well. Was up the third base line on the grass area. Tough play for the catcher to make out there.
It's now Jordan Lala, the batter for the Firebirds. First pitch home. Breaking ball that Jordan watches miss low for ball one. Maybe that's Daniels just trying to do a little too much to try and impress Kelly Nicholson and some scouts here at Doran Park. And a guy who's ranked as a top 50 overall draft choice, prospect-wise, for the 2020 MLB draft. The 1-0 pitch, fastball, some chin music up and in, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Lalo just moving out of the way. Firebirds, no runs on 2 hits, no errors in the second game of this doubleheader. Bourne, no runs, still hitless so far in this ball game. They haven't made an error either. Speedy center fielder from the University of Miami digs back in from the left side. Here's the 2-0. Fastball that Lala watches on the outside corner, and it's 2-1. Jordan popped up his first time at the dish, but had a 2 RBI triple in the top of the 7th inning in the first game of this doubleheader. Lewis aboard at first with 1 away here in the top of the 3rd inning. And Lardner going to throw that way, and Lewis dives headlong back in. A.J. Lewis started this ball game off by drawing a walk and then swiping second, his 3rd stolen base of the CCBL campaign. Lardner steps off the rubber with Lewis dancing over at first base. Lardner back on from the third base side of the rubber. Here's the 2-1. A fastball that Lalo just pokes foul right of home plate, and it's 2-2. Lalo just finds a way to get on base this past season at Miami. 61 walks in his freshman season in 60 games. And on-base percentage at .446. Found a way to get on base in 55 of those 60 contests as well. 2-2 the count to the Birds' 2-hole hitter. Lewis on at first. He's running 2-2. Fastball that misses up in the zone. Lewis retreats back to first. And a throw down from Peter Burns on the back pick almost sailed over the head of A.J. Curtis, but he nailed it down.
We saw a couple balls in that first game from Bourne go wide or sailing, and that's the next thing you want here for Bourne is to allow a guy like Lewis to advance to third with only 1 out because of a throwing error.
So the 3-2 pitch, fastball skied to the right side. A.J. Curtis near the first base coaching box now drifts back into fair territory. He makes the one-handed snag for the second out of the frame.
Well, it just shows you how strong that wind was there. As Curtis down there at first base started in foul ground, the next thing you know, he moves about 5 to 10 yards into fair territory to make the grab.
Now Tanner Murray, the shortstop, will dig in for Orleans. UC Davis product, struck out swinging his first time up. Lardner a deep breath on the bump, checks at Lewis at first. Here's the first pitch home. Fastball up in the zone that Murray swings right through for strike 1. Murray, a 3-sport athlete in high school. Started on the basketball court, also played on the gridiron. He was a kid that was all-league first-team quarterback and punter. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses low and down in the zone, and it's 1-1. That's got to come with a lot of pressure. To be the starting quarterback for your high school football team growing up in Boulder Creek, California. He was good enough to be all-league first team. Also on the basketball court, why not be all-league second team at the guard position? 1-1 home. A fastball shot down the right side. The right fielder Burleson on the run. He's feeling for the fence. He's got room. Now drifts in and makes the catch. And the inning is over. So Tanner Murray gives that ball a ride out to deep right field, but Doran Park holds it in with the wind coming in. Firebirds score no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 runner left on base. What to the home half of the third? 0-0 between Orleans and Bourne. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Orleans and Bourne scoreless as we head to the bottom of the third inning here at Doran Park. Noah Skiro back out for the Orleans Firebirds, the right-hander from Liberty. 6 up and 6 down, including 4 strikeouts. He'll face the bottom third of this Braves lineup, starting with the shortstop from Dallas Baptist, Jimmy Glowacki. Glowacki in from the right side. Here's the first pitch from Skiro. Fastball misses up in the zone for ball 1. Glowacki in the first game played over on the other side of the infield, was manning second base up the middle. Skiro working out of the winds-up. Here's the 1-0. It's a fastball shot back up the middle. The shortstop Murray glides towards his left. He throws on to first base. Emery pulls it down as Glowacki trips over the left leg of Rob Emery, now rises to his feet. Shares a couple words with the San Francisco first baseman. Emery wishes him well, sends him back to the third base dugout, and there's 1 down. So some incidental contact on the first base side of the baseball diamond, and not on the gridiron quite yet here at Doran Park.
To the plate, number 21, Kyle Hess, University of Pittsburgh.
So Kyle Hess, the center fielder from the University of Pittsburgh, digs in for his first licks of the afternoon. Here's the first pitch home. Fastball paints the inside corner at the knees, 0-1. Orleans 0, Bourne 0, here with 1 away in the bottom of the third inning. Skiro in his first CCBL start. The 0-1 fastball misses outside, and it's 1-1. Hess did not play in that first game of the doubleheader. The day off with Harvey Shapiro shaking things up in game 2. Skiro's 1-1 pitch, a curveball that fools Hess out of his shoes. That one bounced 59 feet from the pitcher's mound, and Hess was swinging for the fences. Trying to look like Thomas Zinzarella on the golf course and hit a shot deep to the driving range. Here's the 1-2. Fastball that Hess gets a piece of off the end of the bat, and we'll do it again. I don't know how much success Hess would have with a golf club facing Noah Skiro. Skiro's looked sharp so far, 7 up, 7 down. Struck out the side in the second, started this ball game off with a 3-pitch strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball waved out and missed, strike 3. Hess goes fishing. Lewis will toss to Emery to complete the strikeout. Make it 5 punch-outs for Noah Skiro in the first 8 batters, and there's 2 down here in the third.
Noah Skirrell is absolutely working this
number
Bourne
12,
lineup. You
Peter
mentioned the
Burns,
strikeout
Boston
number
College.
now at 5 of the first 8 that he has faced here. I said after the first 3 outs, I said the way his stuff is looking like now, just like how Schuster retired the first 9, we might see that here with Noah Skirrell.
First pitch home to the 9-hole hitter, Peter Burns, misses low and inside for ball 1. Burns, the catcher from Boston College, also got the first game off of this doubleheader. Bourne with a couple more options, position player-wise. 1-0 pitch, fastball high and tight, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Noah Skiro has retired the first 8. Jared Schuster set down the first 9 in game 1 of the doubleheader, like you mentioned, Thomas. Southpaw out of Wake Forest went on to toss 5 scoreless innings of baseball. 2-0. Fastball catch the outside corner, and it's 2-1. We heard Kelly Nicholson before the game signal up to the official score saying, hey, we're just going to use 3 pitchers in this ball game. Take note of that. 2-1, a 12-6 breaking ball that misses low and inside. And it's 3-1. And the reason why that matters, you might ask, is that way Noah Skiro, if he pitches and comes out of the game when Orleans has a lead, he would still be eligible for the win despite not going 5 innings. Skiro rocks and fires the 3-1 pitch. Fastball misses up and in. Ball 4. Skiro allows his first base runner of the ball game as the 9-hole hitter Peter Burns works a 2-out walk, and he'll trot down to first base.
Xavier Warren, Central Michigan.
So Xavier Warren going to take his second licks of this game 2 of the doubleheader. Switch hitting DH from Central Michigan. Struck out swinging on just 3 pitches back in the first inning. Skiro working out of the stretch for the first time today. First pitch, fastball misses up and away for ball 1. Warren helped lead the Chippewas to their first NCAA tournament appearance in more than 20 years. Chippewas ended up winning 19 games in a row before they ran into a dominant Mississippi State club at Dudy Noble Field. 1-0 pitch misses low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Mississippi State now in the College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. One of 8 teams to compete in Omaha this weekend and the next. Florida State picked up a 1-0 victory at TD Ameritrade yesterday over Arkansas. Vanderbilt defeated Louisville today 3-1. Couple former Orleans Firebirds on both of those squads, and some current Birds as well that the Firebirds are hopeful to see at some point this summer.
Especially the Vanderbirds.
Skiro now gets back on the first base side of the rubber after meeting with A.J. Lewis. Right-hander set at the belt. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball hit the other way. The shortstop Murray dives. It gets under his glove and into left field for a base hit. So the Bourne Braves have their first hit of the ball game on the single the other way from Xavier Warren.
Next up, number 25.
So Warren's aboard at first, Burns on second, with 2 down here in the bottom of the third. And the Firebirds lead, Firebirds and the Braves scoreless at 0 apiece. Alika Williams now the batter for Bourne, the second baseman from Arizona State. First pitch home, fastball that misses low and outside for ball 1. Thomas, we've been joined by a, we can call him a friend. Should we call him a friend? Trying to take some things that we have on our table. A young man is causing some problems here at Doran Park. 2 on with 2 out here in the bottom of the third. The 1-0 fastball misses up and away, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. And after Noah Skiro looked great through the first 8 batters, he struggled the last 2. He should have walked to Peter Burns, then gave up an opposite field single to Xavier Warren. Warren's on at first. Burns is off of second. Skiro checks on the runner over there. The 2-0, a 12-6 curveball that drops in the strike zone, and it's 2-1.
Showing a lot of confidence doing that curveball to throw it on a 3-0 count. Able to throw it in there for a strike. So
2-1 the count to Alika Williams. The second baseman from Arizona State. He was 0 for 1 today. Skiro's 2-1. A fastball shot the other way, down the right side and out of play, and it's 2-2. So Skiro 1 strike away from getting out of this jam. He already has 5 punch-outs in the first 11 hitters.
Pretty good.
Yeah, just okay.
Just okay.
Just okay from Noah Skiro on the mound in his Cape Cod Baseball League debut. Here's the 2-2. Curveball that Aliko Williams lays off of in the zone. And the count runs full. So Bourne will get a head start on the base pass. 3-2 the count, with 2 down here in the bottom of the third of a scoreless ball game. Warren will be off from the pitch. Off for the pitch from first. Burns off of second. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball runs outside, ball 4. And after retiring the first 8 batters to open up this ball game, Skiro has allowed the last 3 to reach base.
Just lost his command just a little bit as pitching coach Matt Troop will head out to the mound and have a conversation with A.J. Lewis and Noah.
Now again, the plan for Orleans sounded like they were going to try and use 3 pitchers in this ball game to try and lock up their second victory of the day, and that still could be the plan, but obviously I'm sure their hope was to get at least 3 or 4 innings from Noah Skiro, and it doesn't look like anyone's warming up in the Firebirds bullpen beyond the right field fence, so Skiro will probably get this batter and a couple more, at least in the third. I'm sure Kelly Nicholson would love 4 innings out of him and then try and go to the other 2 guys to lock up a victory.
A lot of ways you could tally it all up for 3 pitchers that pitch 7 innings. 3 different guys.
Yeah, you could have a guy just come in, record no outs, and then have someone go 6 in a third.
Yeah, I mean,
and have the other guy record the final out. First pitch to Alec Burleson in there for a strike.
that would be something.
Oh, that would be. Kelly said he would use 3 pitchers, and knowing Kelly Nicholson, he's going to stick to it. The 0-1 fought off and out of play, and it's 0-2. Kelly sticks to his guns, a trustworthy man. Believe everything that guy tells me every day of the week and twice on Sunday. And look at it is. It's a Sunday.
It is Sunday.
The 0-2 fastball that misses outside, and it's 1-2.
And twice on Sunday as well because played 2 games. So, I mean, 2 is a lucky number.
Skip will talk with our Scotty Gange after this half inning here at Doran Park, with the Firebirds and the Braves still scoreless in Game 2 of this doubleheader. Base is full for Bourne with 2 down here in the bottom of the third. 1-2 from Skiro. Breaking ball that gets past Lewis, back to the screen. Runner from third coming home. Burns is in there safely. So Peter Burns scores on the wild pitch from Noah Skiro, and Bourne squeaks across their first run in this season series as the Braves lead the Firebirds 1-0.
Especially with that, I mentioned the brick wall back in Game 1, and just like that, I've seen a couple times last year in a pass ball, wild pitch, whatever you want to call it, hits off the brick wall, right back to A.J. Lewis, almost able to grab the runner at home.
1-2, fastball chopped to the right side, but foul, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Obviously not what Orleans wanted here in the third inning. Noah Skiro looked untouchable through the first 8 batters and then lost a bit of the strike zone. He's working out of the windup with runners on second and third. Here's the 2-2. Fastball runs low and inside, and the count runs full. So Matt Troop already made a visit to the mound for the Firebirds. A.J. Lewis came out as well earlier in the inning. It does not appear that anyone's tossing in the Firebirds bullpen. So this is Noah Skiro's jam to get out of. And here's the payoff pitch. A fastball hit right back up the middle, off the mound. The second baseman, Zamora, coming in. His throw onto first base in time. Boy, do the Firebirds catch a break. That ball was a beeline shot right back up the box. Would have scored 2 runs with a single, but takes a hop for the Firebirds, and Zamora retires the side. The Bourne Braves score 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. Scotty Gange will head towards the Orleans dugout to chat with Kelly Nicholson as Scotty works his way inside the fence. We'll see if Scotty can track down Skip after 3 complete innings here at Doran Park, and Scotty is trying to work his way in. We'll see if Kelly pops out. And it looks like Scotty will come back on the other side of the fence. And it looks like it's a no-go here at Bourne Park in Game 2 of the doubleheader. We got Skip in Game 1. We'll see if we'll get him Game 2 in another inning. Braves 1, Firebirds nothing. We'll to the top of the 4th. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Costco will lead off the top of the 4th inning here at Bourne Park with the Firebirds trailing the Braves 1-0. Mac Lardner, the southpaw out of Gonzaga, back out there for Bourne. First pitch to Kokoska. Fastball runs low and inside for ball 1. Kokoska in the cleanup spot for the second consecutive game for Orleans. He was hit by the pitch back in the first inning. 1-0. Fastball catches the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Lardner's been good through the first 3 frames. Has not allowed a run, only 2 hits to this Orleans club. The 1-1 pitch, a bending curveball that misses low. Bounces about 58 feet from the pitcher's mound, and it's 2-1. Kokoska, the rising junior for Kansas State, digs back in for the left side. 2-1, a curveball that Kokoska fans through, and it's 2-2. So 2 strikes now on Kokoska. Here's the 2-2. Fastball tails outside, and the count runs full. Lardner, 3 strikeouts the first 3 innings. And Noah Skiro was matching him tit for tat the first 2 frames, but the Braves able to scratch across a run in the home half of the 3rd. Here's the payoff pitch. It's a fastball, high chopper to the right side. A.J. Curtis backs up. He'll field it, underhand toss to Lardner. Not in time, and now nails him. So it looked like Kokoska beat it out. The first base umpire punches Zach Kokoska out to the displeasure of the Orleans dugout and the Birds faithful. And Kelly Nicholson just shooting a glance right at the first base umpire.
Number 8, Josh Zamora, University of Nevada, Reno.
Kelly Nicholson was staring for probably at least 20 seconds down there at the first base umpire. It was a very, very close play from our vantage point over here.
Skip still on the top step, asking, joking for a review. First pitch to Josh Zamora in there for a strike. Bourne leads Orleans 1-0 with 1 away in the top of the 4th. And Skip just having some fun here on Father's Day in the Cape Cod Baseball League. The 0-1, fastball misses up in the zone above the letters of Zamora, and it's 1-1. Of course, there's no video review here in the Cape Cod Baseball
Kelly
League.
Listened to or maybe overheard us say
he probably did.
Go to Hyannis for it.
The 1-1, bouncing breaking ball that misses low, and it's 2-1. And if you go in the Orleans clubhouse, Kelly's got a bunch of pictures on the way to his office, and he has a photo of Orleans, funny enough, playing Hyannis. And there's a Birds base runner that's going down the line, and he's clearly safe. 2-1 pitch, fastball misses low, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. And Kelly tells us that the runner was called out. And the ball's not in the guy's glove. The Firebirds base runner is already on the bag, but he was called out. 3-1 pitch, fastball skied to deep left center field. Left fielder Rivoli ranging back at the track, looks up. This ball is gone. Solo home run off the bat of Josh Zamora, his 2nd of the summer, and we are tied at 1 here in the top of the 4th inning at Bourne Park as Zamora leaves the yard.
Well, Josh Zamora just loves to feast off Bourne pitching. Both his home runs now coming off a Bourne's brave pitcher. Zamora coming off a 2 for 3 with 2 runs and an RBI in that first game. And now with a home run here in game 2, he just loves facing Bourne pitching.
So the first pitch to Rob Emery smacked the other way, and the first baseman, A.J. Curtis, giving chase. Watch this, runs out of room for ball one. Beg your pardon, for strike one. And now that call on the out, now Zach Kokoska at first base, counts a little more. The 0-1, a curveball that Emery lays off of, and it's 1-1. If Kokoska is ruled safe and then Zamora hits that out, the Firebirds have the lead. But now it's just a 1-1 ball game. 1-1 pitch, fastball up in the zone that Emery fans through, and it's 1-2. So Emery 0 for 1 today, struck out swinging back in the second. Emery back in from the right side. Lardner working out of the windup. Here's the 1-2 pitch. A curveball that Emery takes a half-hearted swing at and goes right through. And there's 2 away. So Rob Emery goes down hacking, and Shea Whitcomb, the third baseman, will try and extend this frame for Orleans.
Up to bat, number 31,
Whitcomb pops up in foul ground back in the second inning. You see San Diego product 0 for 1 today. First pitch, hot shot to the left side, off the glove of the third baseman, Cody Morissette. Trickles into left field in no man's land. And Whitcomb is aboard at first. We'll see how that one is scored. You gotta imagine that's an E5.
It is an E5. Put the air up on the scoreboard in right center.
So now Trevor Johnson will try and pass the baton along in what's been a productive inning already for Orleans. Firebirds already 1 run home in the inning. First pitch to Johnson, a fastball fouled off the mask of the catcher. Burns to the screen for strike 1. Johnson struck out swinging his first time up. What's been part of a rough start for the outfielder from Dartmouth. Johnson now just 1 for his first 12 to start the summer, and hopefully there'll be plenty more at-bats for Trevor in the Orleans uniform, and can try and square this away. Whitcomb on at first base. Lardner paying close attention to him. The 0-1 home. Fastball catches the inside corner, and it's 0-2. So we weren't able to get Kelly Nicholson after the last half inning, unfortunately. We won't have him this half inning either. But Scotty Gange and his infamous walking has trickled down to right field. The 0-2 fastball misses well upstairs. Burns comes out of the crouch to nail it down, and it's 1-2. We've talked about the fence a little bit out and right. It goes from about 300 to 360 in what looks like about 20 feet. Obviously, that math wouldn't add up. Lardner going to throw over to first base, and Whitcomb dives back in.
Scotty loves to walk, sleep, and eat. Those are the 3 things for Scotty Gange.
Eggs and potatoes, too. That seems to be the fan favorite for Scotty.
That is eggs and potatoes.
Here's the 1-2. Fastball chopped to the left side. Another chance for Morissette. He fields it, throws a rocket over to first base, and the side is retired. But the Orleans Firebirds tie this ball game up on the second home run of the summer by Josh Zamora. The Firebirds score 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and they leave 1 runner left on base. So after 3.5, the Firebirds and the Braves are tied at 1, and our sideline reporter Scotty Gange has ventured down the right field line more than 300 feet beyond the fence. Scotty, what's going on?
Said 300 feet beyond the fence. I'm at the foul pole. I'm seriously 300 feet, and I'm going to take about 10 steps, and I'll be 360 feet somehow. I can't really get over how wacky this place is, and when I looked out, I felt like I had to check it out. This fence is so weird, you guys. The warning track is about 30 feet long, and the fact is because the field runs into a forest, so literally the field had to stop, and then it's almost like a 90-degree angle to where it just goes deep out into 60 extra feet just straight away. It's so weird. It's almost like we're playing in a square right now. It's hard for me to describe just how weird this is, but you can hit a 300-foot home run if you get the right angle, and if you hit it 10 feet to the left, it's an easy pop-out that doesn't even make its way to the warning track. It's so weird, and I feel like we just had to kind of break that down. It's awkwardly intimate, I think is the right way to put it. Guys, I'll send it back to you. Just very weird out here. I need to come back behind home plate. I'm a little uncomfortable.
Thanks, Scotty. We know you like to run, so we'll see you here in about 15 seconds, and the timer starts now. Orleans and Bourne squared at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th here at Doran Park. As we'll wait for Scotty Gage to see if he can be here in the next 15 seconds. I don't think that's going to happen. 300 feet in 15 seconds doesn't seem all that impressive, to be honest with you. Noah Skiro back out for his 4th inning of work in the Orleans Red in his Firebirds debut, with Orleans and Bourne tied at 1 thanks to a solo home run by Josh Zamora, his 2nd blast of the summer. Now A.J. Curtis, the batter, to lead things off here in the 4th. First pitch from Noah Skiro, fastball line down the right side and out of play by A.J. Curtis for strike 1. Orleans 1, Bourne 1, here in the home half of the 4th at Doran Park. Firebirds took game 1 of the doubleheader 9-0 over the Bourne Braves. A season-high 9 runs for Orleans. 0-1 fastball misses outside, and it's 1-1. Firebirds also a season-high 12 hits in that rout of Bourne. And they own the season series lead right now 2-0. 1-1 fisted into shallow right field. Daniels coming on slide, and he can't make the catch. This ball trickles behind him as he beelines for the fence. It's scooped up by Jordan Lala in right center. A.J. Curtis digging around second. He'll cruise into third base with a leadoff triple here to open up the 4th inning. And Scotty Gage is out of breath and sitting to the left of us.
It's really not that far because it's so awkwardly close, but I made it, and I'm in a comfortable chair and watching baseball. Life is good.
Life could be a lot worse, Scotty. Life could be a lot worse.
Boston College.
You could be stuck in the rain and at a bus stop or something. That could be a lot worse. And Scotty was almost stranded at a bus stop when he first came to the Cape.
Well, why don't we make the bottom of the 4th inning all about Scotty Gage? we had a little in the middle innings, but maybe we'll see what happens here. Big situation in this ball game. Bottom of the 4th.
Man.
Bottom of the 4th here at Doran Park. Runner 90 feet away. Cody Morissette, the batter, first pitch. Fastball fisted down the left side. And out of play for strike 1. And the Orleans infield's in. And again, it's just a 7-inning contest here at Doran Park. Kelly Nicholson alluded to it in the first game when he talked with Scotty after the 3rd, saying, hey, this is already the latter innings of this ball game. This is like the 6th inning, if you will. Orleans has to cut the run down at the dish. Skiro set at the belt, 0-1 home. Fastball paints the inside corner at the knees of Morissette, and it's 0-2. Skiro set at the belt. Righty on lefty matchup, 0-2 bounces in the dirt, and A.J. Lewis showing off his defensive prowess behind the dish. And what can A.J. Lewis do? He played second, played right field. Well, DH, playing his natural position at catcher. Scotty joked around after the game that he'd pitch tomorrow.
Never know. Gotta wait till Kelly puts the lineup out next morning.
He puts it on Twitter every morning, usually before about 10:30, 11 in the a.m. The 1-2. Fastball up in the zone, waved out and missed. Strike 3. Noah Skiro, a big punch out after the leadoff triple for A.J. Curtis. It's the 6th strikeout of the afternoon for Skiro, and there's one down.
If he can find a way to get out of this jam, this would be big and a lot of momentum swinging into Orleans' direction.
So Brendan Rivoli, who's trying to break off the snide, 0 to start his 2019 summer. First pitch from Skiro, fastball up in the zone, cut on and missed for strike 1. So Kelly Nicholson said, hey, we're going to use 3 pitchers in the ball game. He's using Skiro here in the 4th. It looks like a right-hander is warming up in the Orleans bullpen beyond the fence. And Scotty Gage was out there earlier in this inning. 0-1 pitch, fastball misses outside, and it's 1-1. So Rivoli out of Virginia, 0 for 1 this afternoon. Struck out swinging his first time up. Now 0 for his first 12 here for the Bourne Braves. The 1-1. Fastball fought off back to the screen, and it's 1-2. Rivoli, the former 9th overall prospect in the state of Pennsylvania by perfect game. Two-sport athlete out of Douglasville, PA. Started on the ice rink playing some hockey. All Berks County selection as a sophomore. If you can fist a bloop single into center, why not shoot a wrister in the top corner? 1-2. Curveball just missed outside. Kelly Nicholson thought it was a great pitch from the first base dugout. And the count now 2-2.
Looked pretty good from behind here, but might have just didn't bite enough towards the end of it. Trying to backdoor curve there. Little left-hander.
The 2-2, fastball nub to the shortstop Murray. He'll look back the runner to third, throw to first base in time, and some soft contact induced by Noah Skiro picks up the second out of the inning.
Oh, that was perfect for Skiro. Obviously, probably wanted the punch out, but
Next,
just a
four,
dribbler out
Jimmy
to the
Galanke,
shortstop Murray, able to look back
Baptist
the runner at third in Curtis and throw over to first base. Now there's 2 outs. The infield can move back. And the Firebirds just 1 out away from getting out of this jam.
And Orleans trying to navigate their way through 4 innings of this second game of the doubleheader. Looking to sweep the doubleheader from the Bourne Braves. Jimmy Galanke, the batter, first pitch, fastball check, swing. He went around, says the appeal down to first base. 0-1. Bourne 1, Orleans 1. Here with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. A.J. Curtis, who led this inning off with a triple, awaits 90 feet away. Skiro trying to get through 4 complete innings for the Orleans Firebirds. 0-1 pitch. Fastball fouled back to the screen, and it's quickly 0-2. So Noah Skiro, 6 punch-outs through the first 3 2/3. Number 7, if he can get it right here, would be a big one. Firebirds and Braves tied at 1 with a runner on third and 2 down here in the 4th. 0-2 pitch. Fastball just missed low and outside, and it's 1-2. Galanke 0 for 1 in the second game of this doubleheader. Grounded out his first time up. Galanke had a Dallas Baptist. Struggling a little bit for the Braves this year. 1-2. Fastball skied out of play behind the dish. And we'll do it again at 1-2. First team All-Missouri Valley Conference selection for DBU this past year. They made the postseason. Tough regional for Dallas Baptist. The 3 seed in that regional was the Florida Gators. Florida Gators won a national championship 2 years ago.
Breno powerhouse.
1-2, curveball misses up and in, and it's 2-2. So Skiro trying to get the Birds through 4 complete innings here at Bourne Park. Stares in for the sign. Now comes set at the belt. 2-2. Fastball paints the outside corner. Strike 3. Strikeout number 7 for Noah Skiro. It's a big one. Curtis leads off the inning with a triple, but he is stranded 90 feet away. We're through 4 complete innings here at Bourne Park in Game 2 of the doubleheader. And the Firebirds and the Braves are tied at 1. You listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Orleans and Bourne squared at 1 as we head to the top of the 5th here at Doran Park. And the Firebirds got a big-time start from Noah Skiro in his first appearance here in the CCBL. Skiro went 4 innings of 1-run baseball, struck out 7. And with a little help from his friends and the offense on the Orleans side, we are tied at 1. And new pitcher into the ball game for the Bourne Braves. It's the right-hander out of Minnesota, Garrett Culliver. So that will end the day for the Southpaw Mac Lardner. Lardner went 4 innings, gave up 1 run, 2 hits, walked 1 and struck out 3. And Zach Daniels to lead off the frame for the Firebirds. First pitch to the 9-hole hitter for Orleans. Fastball misses low and outside for ball 1.
Really just the one mistake pitch was the home run by Zamora, but Lardner looked really sharp on the mound tonight for the Braves.
So Josh Culliver out of the winds-up, the 1-0. Fastball fisted down the right side. Back our way, and this one's going to land over our heads off the press box and bounces down in the first row of the crowd. Thomas Inzarella, go chase that baseball. Actually, it's our old friend who's going to get it. Hi, how are you? Good. The 1-1 fastball misses upstairs, and it's 2-1. Daniels 1 for 1 today, singled in the third, was thrown out trying to advance on the infield single by A.J. Lewis. 2-1 pitch, fastball that ties up Daniels. He just looked back at the home plate umpire, knew it was going to be a strike, and it's 2-2.
Might have almost gone there, 2 on the swing. Very close to breaking the plane.
So the right-hander wheels and deals. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses low and inside, and the count runs full. So Daniels trying to lead off this frame for Orleans and give the Birds a boost here in the 5th. Firebirds looking to take this Father's Day doubleheader here at Doran Park. Payoff pitch, fastball blown right past Daniels. He goes down hacking for the first out of the inning.
Well, Bourne and their pitching has looked a little bit different here in game 2. It's been a lot harder for the Firebirds to have been on base. They do have 3 hits to the Bourne 2, but not an offensive explosion like we saw last game.
So A.J. Lewis, the leadoff man who's been on twice today, digs in. First pitch, Shoma, fastball that misses low for ball 1. Lewis led off the game after drawing a walk, then singled in the third. Lewis showcasing his wheels today, laid down a bunt single. Here's the 1-0. Fastball popped into deep left field. Left fielder Rivoli has room. Now he's coming in and makes the catch. The second out of the inning. Lewis gave that ball a ride with the wind gusting in here at Doran Park. Thought that one was going to stay pretty shallow, and it kept carrying out.
And just didn't get in the jet streams enough that it could have gotten out of here at Doran Park. A couple of those balls out to left field, just at the warning track. Most balls that go out there at the warning track.
First pitch to Jordan Lala, a fastball that catches the outside corner for strike 1. Lala, a pair of pop-outs in this ball game. Picked up a 2 RBI triple in the 7th in game 1 of the doubleheader. 0-1 pitch, fastball catches the inside corner. Lala didn't like the call, and it's 0-2. Orleans and Bourne tied at 1 with 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Right-hander Culver out of the windup, 0-2. Fastball rocketed into left center field. And the shortstop Glowenke goes out and makes the catch on the broken bat line drive. So Jordan Lala struck that ball hard, but Glowenke is there to make the play. We're through 4.5 here at Doran Park. Orleans and Bourne tied at 1. You're listening to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Noah Skiro done after 4 strong innings for the Orleans Firebirds. The right-hander out of Liberty just surrendered 2 hits and struck out 7. But the Firebirds and the Braves squared at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. And Michael Hobbs, the right-hander from St. Mary's, will make his 3rd appearance of the summer for Orleans, set to face the bottom part of this Bourne lineup. Righty on lefty matchup, first pitch from Hobbs to Kyle Hess. A fastball hit to the right side, right at the first baseman, Rob Emery, off a weird hop. He spun around, underhand toss to Michael Hobbs, not in time. We'll see how that one is scored because that ball was hit right at Emery but took a funny hop. And Hess reaches to lead off the frame.
Yeah, we saw a couple balls over there hit over to Curtis earlier in the game that just took some very funny hops off that lip on the first base side. Another one there, just it's off the forearm glove of Rob Emery.
So it has scored a hit here at Doran Park for Kyle Hess. And Hobbs now has to work out of the stretch. Working from the third base side of the rubber, first pitch to Peter Burns. He shows bunts and pulls back on the fastball that nips the inside corner for strike 1. Again, this ball game will just be 7 innings, at most 8 if it goes into extras in game 2 of this doubleheader. Firebirds took the first game 9-0 over the Braves. But they're tied 1-1 here in the 5th. 0-1, Burns shows bunts again, pulls back on the changeup that misses low, and it's 1-1. Burns walked his first time up and scored the only run of the ball game for the Braves so far, and their only run of this season series against the Orleans Firebirds. It was 18 consecutive scoreless innings for this Orleans pitching staff against Bourne. 1-1, fastball just misses outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
A.J. Lewis giving some recognition to Hobbs, pointing right back to him with the gloves, and that's the spot.
Even Kelly Nicholson liked it too. He had a verbal yeah from the dugout.
Kelly will do that for most of the game.
Hobbs set at the belt. Burns squaring 2-1 pitch. Fastball bunted in front of the plate. Barehanded by the third baseman Whitcomb. Bobbles it. Throws to first base in time. So an adventurous sacrifice bunt for Kyle Hess. Beg your pardon for Peter Burns advancing Kyle Hess. But it goes down as a sac bunt 5-3.
Well, I said earlier in the game, in game 1 I should say, it was raining earlier, and I don't know if maybe it's still wet out there on the grass and the pitchers and stuff, how it would affect them, but maybe that time just almost overrunning the ball and then having to pick the ball up and try to throw on the run.
So here's exactly what Bourne wanted. Using the bees here.
Killer bees, Craig Biggio.
So Xavier Warren, the leadoff man, with a runner in scoring position and only 1 out. First pitch to Warren, fastball that catches the outside corner for strike 1. Firebirds played Brewster last night.
Yep.
They fell 2-1. What a game that was. 5 errors for Brewster, 2 for Orleans.
One of the few games, in college level that I've seen 5 errors in one game, but
by one team.
Exactly.
Yet the Firebirds were still on the short end of the stick, but looking to start a little bit of a winning streak here at Doran Park. Hobbs sent the 0-1 home. Breaker that Warren lays off of, and it's 1-1. Warren singled back in the 3rd, but was stranded at third base and struck out in the 1st. The switch-hitting, speedy infielder out of Central Michigan. And who isn't a fan if your school's name is called the Chippewas? 1-1 pitch, fastball that buckles the knees of Warren, but it missed low, and it's 2-1. And the Orleans dugout, and Kelly Nicholson giving some encouragement for Michael Hobbs. Liked that pitch, thought it caught the outside part of the zone, but didn't, missed low. Gotta love Skip's enthusiasm and his positivity. Hess off of second with 1 away here in the 5th. 2-1. Fastball nips the outside corner, and it's 2-2. Orleans 1, Bourne 1, but it really could be a 2-1 ball game in favor of the Firebirds. Josh Zamora hit a solo shot in that 4th inning, but Zach Kokoska, just 3 pitches prior, grounded out on a 3-1 putout that to the naked eye looked like Kokoska had an infield single. 2-2 pitch. Curveball on the outside corner, strike 3. Warren frozen with the nasty breaking ball from Michael Hobbs, and there's 2 away.
That's big for Hobbs now with 2 outs in the inning. Again, we saw Skrull work out of a jam with a runner on third, and now with a runner on second, another runner in scoring position. Firebirds need another big out here to get out of a jam.
So Aliko Williams, the Arizona State Sun Devil, will try and take the lead here for the Bourne Braves. Righty on righty matchup. Williams 0 for 1 today, drew a walk in the third. Hobbs set at the belt. Here's the first pitch. A breaking ball that ties up Williams for strike 1. It's the third appearance of the summer for Michael Hobbs, who pitched 4 days ago against Brewster, just picked up 1 out. He's gone at 2 innings now, has struck out 1, and has an ERA of 0.00. Hobbs checks on the runner at second, the 0-1 pitch. Curveball that misses low, and it's 1-1. For Orleans in the top of the 6th, they'll have the heart of their lineup. Tanner Murray, Zach Kokoska, and Josh Zamora due up. And again, just a 7-inning affair here at Bourne Park. At most, it'll be 8 if we go to extras. 1-1 pitch. Fastball rocketed the other way, but this one tailing foul, and it'll run out of play. And it's 1-2. So Hobbs 1 strike away, and a strikeout in total from getting out of this jam. It's been a long day here at Bourne Park. Nearly a 2-hour drive over to the ballpark through some Sunday Cape Cod traffic on Father's Day.
Not fun.
We're having a grand old time. 1-2 from Hobbs. Fastball runs inside, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, it's fun once you get to the ballpark and able to circumvent the traffic, but once you get to the ballpark, I love it. You know, just sometimes getting to the ballparks can be brutal.
And Thomas Zinzarella, an expert navigator on Cape Cod, but he even had some troubles today. Hobbs set at the belt, checks on the runner at second with 2 down. 2-2. Curveball smoked right at the shortstop. Murray fields it on a hop. Double clutches, throw to first base, and Hobbs gets out of the jam. So Michael Hobbs serves up a leadoff single, but works around it with 3 consecutive outs. We're through 5 complete innings here at Bourne Park. The Firebirds and the Braves are tied at 1. You listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Orleans and Bourne tied at 1 as we head to the top of the 6th inning here at Bourne Park. Josh Culliver back out for his 2nd inning of work for the Bourne Braves, set to face the heart of this Firebirds lineup. Tanner Murray, the shortstop, will lead things off for the Firebirds in the 2nd game of this Father's Day doubleheader here in Bourne, Massachusetts. The first pitch home, fastball catches the outside corner for strike 1. Firebirds take game 1 of the doubleheader, 9-0 over the Braves. They own the season series right now, 2-0. 0-1 pitch, fastball chopped to the left side, gloved by the third baseman Morissette on a couple of bounces, throws across the diamond in time for the first out of the inning. So Culliver has retired the first 4 batters he's faced out of the Braves bullpen.
Number
And now
16,
Zach Kokoska,
Kansas
who's
City
0 for 1
Chiefs.
today and might have played the biggest part in this ball game. Hit a ground ball to the first baseman A.J. Curtis 2 innings ago. Looked like he beat it out to the naked eye. Kelly Nicholson was jokingly asking for a review, but he was ruled out. First pitch to Kokoska, fastball down the chute for strike 1. 1 down here in the top of the 6th in a 1-1 ball game. Junior from Kansas State back in. The 0-1 fastball chopped to the left side. The shortstop Lewenke charging in. Throws a bullet but spikes it in the dirt and runs out of play. So Kokoska will be awarded second base on what looked like a routine ground ball. And we'll see if it's an infield single in inning 6, but at the very least there'll be at least a 1-base error charged to Jimmy Lewenke.
Up next, number 8, Josh
I think it'll
Zamora,
probably go down as an error, and it
University of
does
Nevada.
indeed. In E6, and now Firebirds have a runner in scoring position with nobody out, or excuse me, 1 out.
So Josh Zamora, who already has a home run in this ball game, will dig in from the right side. Hit a solo shot over the left field fence his last time up. Second home run of the summer, both coming against the Bourne Braves. Kokoska leads off of second with 1 down here in the top of the 6th. First pitch. Curveball misses outside, and a sprawling Peter Burns blocks it in front with a glove flip. Kick, save, and a butte there.
Of course, BC guy, you know, known for their hockey, 5-time national champions.
Firebirds and Braves squared out 1 with 1 down here in the top of the 6th. 1-0. Fastball paints the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Now again, this is almost a very similar situation to what we saw in the 4th inning. Kokoska was likely going to be on first base after what would have been an infield single, was ruled out, and then Zamora left the yard. Second baseman from Nevada digs back in from the right side. Culliver set at the belt. 1-1 from the right-hander. A breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and it's 1-2. And had some nasty movement on it, just dropped out of the zone. And Burns framed it to catch the outside part of the plate. Rob Emery, the first baseman from San Francisco, waits on Zach for Orleans. With the Birds trying to take the lead here in the 6th. Kokoska, big lead off second base, 1-2. Fastball just missed outside, and it's 2-2. For a second, Josh Zamora thought that one caught the strike zone, and that's a scary sight sometimes when you think, hey, did I just go down looking?
Not a pleasant feeling.
No, not at all. Zamora at Nevada this past season, an integral part in the heart of that lineup. 38 RBIs in 54 games. 2-2, fastball fisted out of play behind the dish, and we'll do it again. Entering the first game of this doubleheader, Zamora was just 1 for his last 15. Talk about a start to his summer. Hit a solo, or beg your pardon, a 2-run shot to kick off his campaign. Went 2 for 3 in the first game. He's 1 for 2 in game 2. He likes hitting against the Bourne Braves. 2-2. Fastball slapped the other way. The first baseman Curtis giving chase, but this runs out of room, and we'll do it again. Orleans has scored 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. Bourne 1 run on 3 hits and 2 errors. But right now, you look back at that 4th inning, and that really shaped this game so far.
Firebirds scored 4 in the 4th in the first game, and that's their lone run came so far in the 4th.
Kokoska extending his lead off second base, not being held on. 2-2. Fastball waved out and missed, strike 3. Big-time hitter from Culliver, blown past Zamora, and there's 2 down.
Up next, number 22, Rob Emery, University
So now
of
Rob
Kansas
Emery
City.
will try and give the Birds a boost and take the lead. Orleans trying to take a Sunday doubleheader from the Braves and walk away with 4 points. First pitch to Emery, fastball skied beyond the dish, and out of play for strike 1. Emery, a rough day in game 2 of the doubleheader, 0 for 2 with 2 swinging strikeouts. Picked up a hit in the first game. Was batting .316 coming into the day. Veteran out of the University of San Francisco. He's reached base in 6 consecutive ball games. That streak in jeopardy right here. 0-1 home. A curveball that Emery just gets a piece of, and it's 0-2. Orleans 1, Bourne 1. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Zach Kokoska aboard at second after reaching on the error by Jimmy Glowenke. Emery back in from the right side. Has that hitch in his swing. You can see it going towards the pitcher's mound. 0-2, fastball misses up and away, and the count's 1-2. And Emery's a really interesting kid. Owner of a pet duck named Boozy. Enjoys trap and skeet shooting. Heck of a baseball player as well. All West Coast second team honoree at San Fran this year. Started his college ball at Dartmouth. 1-2 pitch. Breaker misses up in the zone, and it's 2-2. Big-time star coming out of San Francisco. Perfect game, honorable mention All-American back in high school. Now, the name, too, might ring a bell to some people. Same name as a former Virginia All-American lacrosse player, Rob Emery. 2-2. Fastball that smoked the other way but fell, and we'll do it again.
Virginia just winning the national championship.
Seems like they win it every year, man.
They're off for a couple years, actually. I was watching a lot of lacrosse this year. Not a big lacrosse guy, but, it was on, and I figured I'd flip it on.
Why not, right?
Why not? Big college athletic supporter.
2-2 the count to the Birds' 6-hole hitter, Rob Emery. Here's the pitch. Fastball that's corked the other way but foul, and we'll do it again. So Kokoska antsy to score from second base. He's been pretty aggressive out there. Second baseman Aliko Williams playing well off the bag, and Kokoska has taken advantage.
His secondary lead as well down that line heading towards third.
He's now about 8 steps off the second base bag. Make it 9. 2-2. Fastball misses up in the zone, and the count runs full. And Kokoska knows Aliko Williams isn't even holding him on. The Braves are playing straight up with their infield. The outfield shifted slightly to right center. Center fielder Kyle Hess right of the second base bag from our vantage point, closer to right field. So Kokoska just looking right at Josh Culliver on the bump. Payoff pitch. Fastball hit to the left side, but the shortstop, Jimmy Glowenke, snags it, and the side is retired. So for the second consecutive inning, the Birds line out to the shortstop Glowenke to end the frame. We're through 5.5 here at Doran Park. Orleans scores no runs on no hits, 1 error, and they leave 1 runner left on base. Well, to the home half of the 6th, Firebirds and Braves tied at 1. You listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Number 37, Alec Burleson, East Carolina University.
Michael Hobbs back out there for the Orleans Firebirds. Tossed a scoreless 5th inning. He'll remain in the ballgame to go into the 6th. The Firebirds and the Braves tied at 1 in Game 2 of this doubleheader. Alec Burleson to lead things off for Bourne. Righty on lefty matchup, first pitch. Fastball misses low and outside for ball 1. Burleson out of East Carolina. He's 0 for 2 in this ball game. Lined out right back to Noah Skiro in the first. Bounced out to the second baseman Josh Zamora in the third. 1-0. Fastball tails outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Kelly Nicholson said before the game he was going to go to 3 arms in this contest. Noah Skiro pitched the first 4. Michael Hobbs, a scoreless fifth, and now out there for the sixth. Hobbs out of the winds-up. 2-0 pitch. A breaking ball that's slapped the other way but foul, and it's 2-1. Nobody warming up in the Orleans bullpen just yet. You'd imagine that third arm will likely pitch the seventh inning. And boy, would Kelly Nicholson like that to be with a lead.
No, for sure. I'm sure he's going to tell his guys heading into the next inning about security. He wanted to take that lead and take all 4 points that they can here today.
So Hobbs behind in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch home. Breaking ball misses outside. Beg your pardon. Now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. It was 2-1. Dorn Park scoreboard messing with us here, and I added in my book it's 2-1.
Happened to me, yeah, the other day. I think in Wareham, that's when it happened.
It's been a weird game. Weird couple games. 3-1, smoke to the right side. Under the glove of Rob Emery into shallow right field. Second baseman Josh Zamora racing to get this ball. Burleson busting to second. The throw in time! Josh Zamora doing it all for the Orleans Firebirds. Hustled out to right field, barehanded, and threw a bullet to Tanner Murray, who applied the tag for the first out.
Aggressive base running by Burleson, but Josh Zamora able to throw a laser to second base, and Burleson is thrown out. That is a crazy sequence of events that now favors Orleans, and if he was able to reach second base with nobody out, that's big.
So A.J. Curtis will be the batter now for Bourne. The first pitch, a breaker that's in there for a strike. And every play just counts so much more at this point in the ball game. So one affair with 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th. And we'll just play 7 here in this contest. The 0-1, a breaker that fools Curtis, and it's 0-2. And it seems like Michael Hobbs is more confident after that last play by Josh Zamora.
He can trust his field behind him just a little bit more now.
Hobbs out of the windup, the 0-2. Fastball chopped to the left side. Gonna be a tough play. Third baseman Whitcomb coming in. Bare hands it throws to first, but not in time. So a swinging bunt single for A.J. Curtis. And it's the second hit of the inning, but there's 1 down here in the frame.
That's about his best that Whitcomb could have done with that ball. Again, just a slow chopper over to him, even on a bare hand. Couldn't really do much with it.
So now Cody Morissette, the batter for Bourne. And Morissette's gotten off to a slow start on the Cape. First pitch home. Fastball catches the outside corner for strike 1. Morissette 0 for 2 in this ball game with a pair of swinging strikeouts. But overall, so far this summer, 0 for his first 9. And he has struck out a ton. 7 strikeouts so far for Morissette now. The 0-1 pitch. A breaking ball that fools the Boston College third baseman, and it's 0-2. Morissette, a very talented player out of New Hampshire. Third team All-American by Collegiate Baseball newspaper. Just the 11th All-American in Eagles history. Batted .320 as a freshman for BC with 4 homers. Curtis a short lead off of first base. The 0-2 pitch. A breaking ball hit back up the middle. Could be 2. Diving stop by Murray. Flip to Zamora onto first. Not in time. Heck of a play by Tanner Murray to keep that ball in the infield. And just flipped it with the glove to Josh Zamora to get the lead runner.
I don't know, Troy Tulowitzki was out there playing shortstop. A couple web gems being made out there with the glove flip to the second baseman Zamora, and they were almost able to turn 2. I mean, right now, Orleans, their defense especially, it is fun to watch.
Orleans coming into the day, a .973 fielding percentage, which is pretty sharp, and Kelly Nicholson emerges from the first base dugout. He's going to come out and talk to Michael Hobbs. We'll see if he takes the baseball. Looks like there's a right-hander warming up for Orleans out in the bullpen beyond the fence, and Matt Troop normally makes the visits to the mound, but we were told before the season, just the conversation Troop and Kelly had, that in certain high-leverage situations, Kelly would come out and have a talk and not necessarily take the ball. Looks like that might be happening here with the Firebirds and the Braves squared at 1 with a runner on first and 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, he's by far the biggest cheerleader for any pitcher out there on the mound, so maybe giving some words of encouragement and trying to strategize a bit here how to attack this last hitter to try to get out of the inning.
So Nicholson going to leave in Michael Hobbs to face Brendan Rivoli. Boy, the left fielder out of Virginia. 0 for to start his summer as well, just like Morissette. Hobbs a quick throw to first base, and Morissette dives back in. Rob Emery wasn't even holding him on, but they thought Morissette might be sleeping over at first base, and it was a close play. A.J. Lewis stares in to the Orleans dugout to get the sign. Now Hobbs set at the belt. First pitch to Rivoli. Fastball misses low for ball 1.
Well, it's interesting. Emery's holding on him over there. He's just in front of the bag. And then over at first base, when Morissette takes his secondary, Emery kind of takes a 2-hop as well and glides over towards second base. So he's almost like a base runner.
1-0. Fastball misses outside. Lewis got ready to fire it down to first, but Morissette scampers back to the bag. Trying to glance down into the right field bullpen. It's a righty warming up for sure. The question becomes, who is that righty? We can play that fun game momentarily. 2-0 pitch. Fastball corked to the right side, into right field for a base hit. Morissette on his horse. He'll try and go first to third. This ball slowly rolling out in right field. Daniels throws it in to Zamora. And Brendan Rivoli, his first hit of the summer, puts runners on the corners for the Bourne Braves.
That's a big first hit now, and you have to wonder if Burleson wasn't thrown out at second, he would have more than likely scored on that hit right there, as now Kelly Nicholson will walk out for the second time, so that means a change is upcoming for Orleans.
So Skip will come and grab the ball from Michael Hobbs, who gave the Birds an inning and 2/3 out of the bullpen, but there's runners on the corners to get for this Orleans bullpen. Firebirds and Braves tied at 1. Runners on the corners for Bourne with 2 down here in the 6th. We'll step aside and be right back. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Kelly Nicholson makes the call to the bullpen with the Firebirds and the Braves squared at 1, but a high leverage situation for Nick Garcia, the new man into the ballgame for Orleans. The right-hander out of Chapman, and 6'4", 215 pounds, set to make his second appearance on the summer. But Michael Hobbs left runners on the corners with 2 down here in the 6th, And Jimmy Gluenke, the shortstop out of Dallas Baptist, the batter. Chapman set at the chest. Righty on righty matchup. Here's the first pitch home. It's a fastball sliced down the right side and out of play for strike one. Garcia made his Orleans debut 2 nights ago at Wareham. Got tagged for a run on 2 hits, walked one and struck out one in 1 inning. Boy, this guy is about as good as they come. 30 appearances for Chapman at the D3 level this past season. 9-0 record with a 0.64 ERA. 0-1 pitch. Fastball hard to the left side, gloved by the third baseman Whitcomb. He'll go over to second and gets the lead runner, and the side is retired. So Gluenke grounds out 6-4 to end the frame, as the Braves score no runs on 3 hits, no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. Well, to the top of the 7th here at Doran Park, Firebirds and Braves squared at 1. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Kieran Shaw, number 18, Harvard University.
Top of the 7th here at Doran Park. The Firebirds and the Braves squared at 1. And a new pitcher into the ball game is the right-hander Kieran Shaw from Harvard University. And again, this is just a 7-inning affair in Game 2 of this doubleheader. It will be an 8-inning contest if this game goes to extras, but that'll be it. We won't go beyond that. Shea Whitcomb to lead things off for the Firebirds. Third baseman today for Kelly Nicholson. He's 0 for 2. First pitch from Shaw. Fastball catches the inside corner, 0-1. Max Troiani has come out into the on-deck circle for Orleans. He'll likely pinch hit for Trevor Johnson in the 8th spot. The 0-1 pitch home, a fastball that Whitcomb went around on that missed low, and it's 0-2. So Shaw, a good pitch right there on 0-1. Froze Whitcomb. Whitcomb had a good debut in the first game of the doubleheader. It was just activated last night. Coming over from UCSD, Whitcomb went 0 for 1, but drove in 2 runs in the last game. 0-2, fastball just missed low and outside, and it's 1-2, and the Braves wanted that to be strike 3.
Oh, yeah, they did. Look, just like how Kelly, them little oohs and ahs, and yes, and coming from the opposition as well. Leading for that pitch.
So the 1-2, a breaker that's poked up the first base line. The first baseman Curtis comes over, underhand flip to the pitcher covering Shaw, and it's a 1-3 putout, and that time Shea Whitcomb was definitely out, unlike the Zach Kokoska play.
Wasn't as close.
Number 32, Max Troiani, University of Bentley.
So we'll get a pinch hitter right here for Orleans. It's Max Troiani. So Troiani going to hit for Trevor Johnson. And Trani's been swinging a hot stick this summer for Orleans. Had a pair of hits in the first game today on Father's Day and was leading Orleans in hitting through the first few games. He got the day off in game 2 of the doubleheader, but will pinch hit here in the 7th inning. Righty on righty matchup. Shaw working out of the windup. First pitch to Troiani. Fastball misses low and in the dirt for ball 1. Max attends Bentley College, native of Pittsford, New York. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Played last summer for the Lake Monsters, hitting .457. That's a pretty good summer league campaign.
Ain't too shabby.
I'll probably try and do that this summer here with the Orleans Firebirds. The 1-1 pitch, a curveball that Trani just gets a piece of and nubs it back. And it's 1-2. Trani involved with the investment club at Bentley College. He works as an energy sector analyst. Please don't ask me what that is. He seems like a smart kid. He'll answer all the questions. Here's the 1-2. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. Right-hander Shaw blows it right past Troiani, and there's 2 away. So Zach Daniels going to try and give Orleans the answer here in the 7th.
I was just going to say, energy sector's analyst.
What does that mean?
Well, investing
you
in
analyze energy sectors.
Energy investments, for example.
Wow, learning new things today. Now, I could just rearrange the words and still get a definition. Maybe not a good one, but a definition. Shaw working out of the windup. First pitch to Daniels. Fastball paints the outside corner for strike 1.
Been part of my college time in the business school.
Did you?
Yeah.
And that liberal arts education at Providence. PC, as Thomas Cincerello likes to call it. 1-1 the score between the Firebirds and the Braves with 2 down here in the top of the 7th. 0-1 to Daniels. A breaking ball that he gets a piece of off the end of the wood bat, and it's 0-2. Daniels a single in the 3rd, struck out swinging in the 5th. He's an all-or-nothing guy sometimes. 29 strikeouts and 60 at-bats for Tennessee this past season, but also hit 4 home runs. That's a home run, 1 every 15 ABs. Shaw rocks and fires. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner, strike 3. Daniels goes down looking for the final out of the top of the 7th. So Shaw comes into the ballgame, retires the Firebirds in order, and we've reached stretch time here at Doran Park, so stretch out those legs. We've got another half inning to play here in the doubleheader of this ball game, and potentially extras, which I'm sure Orleans would love to try and pick up a doubleheader sweep. Orleans and Bourne tied at 1. We'll to the home half of the 7th. Listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Kyle Hess, University of Pittsburgh.
Kyle has to lead off this bottom of the 7th inning for Bourne, and Nick Garcia back out there for the Firebirds. Garcia got the Birds out of the jam in the 6th inning, came in with runners on the corners and 2 down, and induced a lazy ground ball out. So now he'll face 8, 9, and 1 for this Brave squad to try and send this game into extras. I know it's the 7th, but it's a 7-inning doubleheader here at Doran Park. Righty on lefty matchup. First pitch from Garcia. A fastball taken by Hess on the outside corner for strike one. Hess a single his last time up. Struck out swinging in the third. Hess did not play the first game. The center fielder out of the University of Pittsburgh. Garcia set at the chest. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball runs low and inside, and it's 1-1. Garcia out of Chapman College. Again, not a Division I school baseball-wise, but boy, was he good at Chapman. We gave you the win-loss record in the ERA, but how about this? 82 Ks in 56 innings.
Video game numbers there.
1-1. Fastball runs high in sight, but called a strike, and it's 1-2. 13.2 Ks per 9 for the first-team All-American by D3Baseball.com. Not D1, but D3. Had 12 saves and a 9-0 record. So in 21 of his appearances, out of the 30, he got some sort of decision. 1-2 pitch. Fastball runs outside, and it's 2-2. And start feeling some rain droplets here at Bourne Park once again. We got some rain in the first ball game.
Don't like to see that again.
No, supposed to rain later tonight. And when I mean rain, pour in about an hour. 2-2 pitch. Curveball that did not break, stayed up in the zone, and the count runs full.
Well, it just shows you we really wish that Kokoska was called safe, because then it'll be a 2-1 Firebirds lead for the last 3 outs here.
And Orleans looking to get more than 2 points today. 3-2, hard fastball that plunks Hess on the back of the leg. That one's going to leave a mark, and Hess falls down to his knees. Garcia just walking towards home plate, and Hess still on his knees, now hobbles up to his 2 feet, and that was a hard fastball from Nick Garcia.
Ball still on the first base line as Hess runs right past it. Actually was in fair territory.
Peter Burns, Boston College.
So now Peter Burns, who we saw lay a sacrifice bunt his last time at the dish, probably be asked to lay one down again. Third baseman Shea Whitcomb thinks so. He's about 3 steps in from the third base side. So Hess is on at first after being plunked by the hard heater from Nick Garcia. With the Firebirds and the Braves tied at 1 here in the 7th. Lane's looking to send it into extras here of this doubleheader. Righty on lefty matchup. Burns squares, first pitch, fastball turns back for ball 1. Burns walked in the third, came around to score the lone run of this contest for the Braves. Then laid that sacrifice down in the 5th. And this rain's picking up once again here at Bourne Park. 1-0 pitch, Burns squares, gets it up the first base side. Garcia comes off, bare hands throws to first base in time. Sacrifice successful, 1-3 on the putout, but advancing 90 feet is Kyle Hess.
And that's all I needed to do there was advance the runner another 90 feet. As Bourne had an opportunity last inning as well to try to score a man, but could not. Let's see if they can try it here.
So Xavier Warren will look to be the hero the 4th time around the lineup for Bourne. The leadoff man out of Central Michigan. And to try and pick up a big-time hit. The outfield straight away for Orleans, but starting to creep their way in to try and nail Hess at the dish. Warren, the switch hitting DH, digs in from the left side with the right-hander Nick Garcia on the mound. Garcia, deep breath, he's set at the chest. First pitch, fastball pumped right past Warren for strike 1. Orleans 1 run on 3 hits, no errors today in game 2 of the doubleheader. 1 run on 6 hits and 2 errors for the Bourne Braves. Kelly Nicholson said the plan was to go to 3 arms, and if he's sticking to that logic, this would be the last pitcher of the day for the Firebirds. Garcia set the 0-1. Fastball nips the outside corner with plenty of life on it, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, Garcia, a guy that can throw anywhere in the mid-90s. Suppose he was clocked at 98 sometime back at school at Chapman. A couple guys throw hard on the K. Joe Boyle with Harwich this year, is with Katui last year, can throw triple digits.
He threw a pitch at like 103 this year at one point. 0-2 pitch. Fastball runs inside. Warren dances out of the way, and it's 1-2. Big righty out of Notre Dame.
Played at Notre Dame, or plays at Notre Dame. Could have gone out of high school, but a guy that wanted to go to college and probably glad he did. His freshman year kind of struggled with the control and has regained it back his sophomore campaign.
Hess is on at second. 1-2 to Warren. Fastball fouled back to the screen, and it's 1-2. If out there in left field, and believe it's the case, we have a defensive change as well. Looks like Max Trani remained in the game to play left. He pinch hit for Trevor Johnson in the top half of this inning. We'll confirm that for you here at Torrent Park. 1-2 the count to Warren. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses up and away, and it's 2-2. So Max Troiani is in left field. So the outfield from left to right, Troiani, Lala, and Daniels. And we've seen Troiani's arm out in batting practice in I.O., and he's showcased the cannon so far. Lala, great speed in the outfield, covers a lot of ground, maybe not the best of arms. And Zach Daniels just a freak athlete in right. Runner on second with one down here in the seventh, and the 2-2 is fouled back, and we'll do it again.
Zach Daniels was recruited as a quarterback out of high school as well, dual threat quarterback. Had a couple offers from schools in state like Texas, Texas Tech, and then out west as well. I know Stanford, I believe he's looking at. Fresno State offered him. Iowa in the Big Ten. So, he's got a cannon as a quarterback.
We'll see if that comes into play here, if Xavier Warren can send a ball to the outfield. Runner on second with one away, 2-2. Breaking ball that Warren is able to fist out of play. And we'll do it again. Firebirds played some extra baseball the other night.
We love free baseball here in the Cape. Of course, all of it's free.
It ended in a 4-4 tie at Wareham. So now the rest of the season, Orleans' record will be blank, blank, and blank. So right now, 3-2-1. Good for 7 points. And Bourne's just 1-3. They've only got 2 points in the West Division.
Luckily for them, Hyannis 0-4-1 to start the year. They're buried at the bottom of the West. Maybe a transition from last year where the East was kind of mediocre and the West was a lot better, a lot more competitive.
Still very early on in the CCBL.
That is true.
2-2. Breaker that Warren goes down to his knees and gets a piece of with the end of the bat. And now he's hobbling a little bit after lunging that off his left knee.
And Troiani did that as well, but off his ankle, and you can tell it was his right foot, and he was still limbering throughout the rest of game one. And those things always sting as well, even after you're done with your AB.
So Warren rises back to his feet, digs in from the left side. Hess being held on at second by Tanner Murray, the shortstop. Murray keeping him close. Garcia's 2-2. Fastball misses up in the way. You can hear the glove pop from Lewis, and the count runs full.
He sure does have some life on that fastball, as you mentioned before.
And there's really no harm in issuing a walk to Xavier Warren in this situation. The winning run is on second base, and by walking Warren, you'd set up the double play.
Exactly, so you're going to pitch something close, but you're not going to groove anything in there for Warren to hit.
Hess is on at second with one down here in the bottom of the seventh in a 1-1 ball game. 3-2. Breaking ball waved out and missed, strike three. Lewis held on. Warren chased the cutter in the zone, and there's 2 down.
Warren now has the hat trick, struck out 3 times in this game and his 4 ABs after not striking out at all earlier today in that first game.
So now Aliko Williams, the last chance for Bourne to walk it off here in the seventh, unless he can turn it over to the 3-hole hitter, Alec Burleson. Game 2 of this Father's Day doubleheader. First pitch to Williams. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. Now we see the outfield shift like we've seen a couple times from Orleans this summer. The left fielder, Max Troiani, more like playing left center. Jordan Lala in center field playing right center, and Daniels shifted in straightaway right.
It's the Orleans analytics.
1-0, fastball misses upstairs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. And I guess that makes sense in the early part of the season when guys are a little slower with the wood bats, going to hit it the other way.
Yeah, not a lot of bat speed for some of these guys to pull it down, especially the right-hander Williams to pull it down the left field line.
The ASU Sun Devil digs back in from the right side. 2-0 pitch. Fastball misses low, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. So again, it's the same thing with the last batter. If he walks Aliko Williams, there's no harm except you got to face the 3-hole hitter, Alec Burleson. Doesn't put another additional winning run on. The winning run is on second base.
He's had some hard hit balls today as well. Line drive right back.
3-0 pitch. Fastball that misses outside, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Aliko Williams. He'll trot down to first base. Hess is still standing on second, and Alec Burleson, the right fielder from East Carolina, will try and end this ball game.
East Carolina.
East Carolina national seed this year, able to host in Greensboro. A lot of East Carolina guys make their way to the Cape these days. As we're talking before the game, Spencer Brickhouse played for Bourne last year. Jake Agnos, Team USA guy, played for Harwich last summer. Brian Packard as well, Team USA guy out of Wareham.
Righty on lefty matchup. First pitch from Garcia. A fastball smoked into left center field over the head of Murray, and this will get down. Busting around from third is Hess. He scores without a throw, and the Bourne Braves walk it off here in a doubleheader. They take game 2, 2-1 on the RBI walk-off single by Alec Burleson.
Well, I told you he'd hit a couple hard balls today. He's a guy who loves to jump on early in the counts, and what does he do? First pitch he sees, lines it up to center field. He's been doing it at all of the 2 games today that we have seen him today in this doubleheader, and Bourne able to split this doubleheader. I'm sure both managers are satisfied with able to snatch 2 points, and I'm sure Orleans would have liked at least one more. Bourne picking up their second win on the season, but Orleans, you have to think that if Kokoska was called safe at first base, then that 2-run home run would have been a 2-run home run for Zamora. Instead, it was just a solo shot, just the batter before Kokoska was called out at a close play at first.
So the day ends on a sour note for Orleans, but they do take 2 points here at Doran Park, and that's really all you can ask for sometimes. Coming to a doubleheader, playing 2, it's tough to take both games of the DH, and Orleans took the first game handedly, winning 9-0. They dropped this one 2-1, and what was a good game pitching-wise for the Firebirds. They had some great things on the mound. Noah Skiro, as well as Michael Hobbs, looked great. Even Nick Garcia, that walk-off hit wasn't a rocket shot or anything like that, just a ball that dropped down in shallow left center to walk it off for the Braves. And so a lot of positive things today from Orleans, and it seems like this squad is moving in the right direction.
Well, definitely offensive things. Excuse me. That has been the problem for Orleans this year, has always been the offense, as we saw in this game even too, 3 hits and 1 run. But in the first game today, 12 hits and 9 runs. As we mentioned in the Game 1 broadcast, that's the most hits and runs they've had this year. So I think if you're Kelly Nicholson and the rest of this Firebirds coaching staff, you've seen things maybe start to move in the right direction, the offensive side of things. The defense has been there all season long, and the pitching has been excellent as well. As we hope to see the Firebirds start to put some things together and collect a couple wins.
So our sideline reporter, Scotty Gange, is standing by the Orleans first base dugout with Josh Zamora. Scotty, you've got the Birds baller of the game.
Yeah, of course, with the Birds baller of the game. Only 1 run scored in game number 2, and that was off the bat of Josh Zamora. Let's start right there. Deep fly home run, your second on the season against the same team in the Bourne Braves. What did you see in that pitch in the home run?
You know, he's always just looking for something over the plate and put a good swing on it.
When you hit these home runs, how does it feel, especially in a high-level place like this in Cape Cod? It must feel good.
Yeah, you know, it feels amazing. Best part is getting to help your team out. Definitely, and it came up short tonight, but we'll get back after it our next game.
That was the highlight offensively, but there might have been a better play that you made tonight defensively. The ball kind of bounced away, went into shallow right field. You made a great throw and got the guy out trying to go for 2. Did you know all along that you were going to throw it to second, or was it just kind of a right time, right place move?
Yeah, so it got past our infield, and I looked back. I didn't realize how much room there was in the right field.
Yeah.
So I'm running to it, and I was pretty determined throwing to second, yeah.
So you mentioned right before that, unfortunately with a tough loss, but these guys seem to be bouncing back after you guys lost earlier. You came back with a win, a tie, another win. What does that say about the resilience of this team? And looking forward, how is that going to define you guys?
I think we really play pitch to pitch. I think that's the key of this team is we don't get caught up in too much of the results aspect, and we just kind of move on from everything.
You're officially a week into the Cape League. What have you learned about yourself as a player so far?
A lot. Definitely learned some positives, some negatives, lots to clean up, lots to fine tune. So a lot of learning lessons. Yeah.
Going to learn some more, Josh. Great job today in game 1 and 2. Congratulations, Birds baller of the game. Thanks so much for your time, man.
Thanks,
Guys,
sir.
we're going to send it back to you.
That was Scotty Gange with Josh Zamora, the Birds baller of the game, who we talked about it, Thomas, that this game could be tied right now if Zach Acosta is called safe and Josh Zamora hits that out.
Oh, for sure, I think, and it'll be a whole different, I think, even the pitching-wise, when Kelly is out there making the changes or what, we don't know what can happen. A lot can happen, in fact, with the decision-making, especially, whether pinch hitter is pulling changes, stuff like that, and pulling shifts, bunting guys over. A lot of that can change because we saw Orleans, trying to go for it at the top of the 7th like they would, but maybe they'll go for a more defensive stance and keep the defense in there. So, it's interesting we can talk about, for the next couple of days or so, the big what-ifs. But, again, Orleans unable to close out this doubleheader with a sweep, but, again, able to split the doubleheader, which I think, again, they'll be happy about.
So the Firebirds now continue and really wrap up their first week of the summer. They will have tomorrow off before playing at Falmouth, 6 p.m. Tuesday night. The Birds now 3-3-1 through the first 7 games, and when you think about that, 7 points over the first 7 games, that's a pretty good pace. You're on pace for obviously 44 points over the 44-game regular season. That'll get you handedly into the postseason and probably towards the top of the East Division.
Yeah, it's all you need, and right now the East is a powerhouse. Obviously, Orleans was in 2nd place coming into this game. Chatham has really been the team to beat so far in the first opening week of the season. Obviously, every team expecting some of their full-time guys to start coming up, so Orleans would like to filter in those Vanderbilt guys, the UNC guys, and the Arkansas, arms and hitters that they have coming up. So it should make an exciting Cape League season, as it always is, being here on Cape. Nothing better than watching some of the best players in all of college baseball compete here for summer on Cape Cod, especially when you get all those College World Series guys back for sure.
So the Orleans Firebirds wrap up week 1 of their CCBL slate. The Firebirds are 3-3-1. Their next game will be Tuesday night at Falmouth. First pitch is scheduled for 6 p.m., which means the Birds Broadcast Network pregame show will start at 5:40. So for our sideline reporter, Scotty Gange, our producer, Bryce Johnson, who celebrated his 21st birthday yesterday. Happy belated birthday, Bryce. And my broadcast partner, Thomas Zinzarella. I'm Josh White saying so long and good night. We'll talk to you Tuesday night in Falmouth. This has been Firebirds Baseball on the Birds.